Welcome back to Keep It Real Boxing. This is Cypherbox. So, Billy Joe Saunders has been denied a boxing license by the Massachusetts State Athletics Commission. Right? They've denied him a license to fight in Boston against Demetrius Andrade. Okay, to defend his WBO belt. Now, his team were trying to explain that the reason he tested positive was because it was in a nasal spray, but the State Athletics Commission weren't having it and they still denied him a license. Now, in my last video, I talked about Victor Conte. I even broke down his interview with Ring Magazine, right? And one of the points that he made in that interview was that for his nasal spray to contain oxylofrene, it would have had to be prescribed to him. Yeah, he would have had to got it on prescription from his doctor. So has he got that prescription to prove that it was prescribed to him by his doctor? And was he using the correct dosage, which would have been instructed to him by his doctor as well? If not, then his story is basically bullshit. Yeah, we know full well that Victor Conte also said that oxylofrene is 10 times more powerful and more potent than clenbuterol. Okay, they can't prove that this came from a nasal spray. There's no evidence. They can't back it up. As of yet, I haven't seen anything. If there is, then present it and I'll go back on what I'm saying. But the simple fact of the matter is, in my opinion, I'm sorry to say it, I said it in my last video, I'm not going to try and repeat myself over and over again. Alright, I said it in my last video, yeah, that Billy Joe Saunders, you know, since his little comeback and he's dropping in weight and joining Dominic Ingle, he's showing all this weight loss and all this discipline that he's been showing against, you know, Willie Marone Jr., against, what's his name, David Lemieux, etc. We've all been praising him for living this disciplined fighter's lifestyle. Yeah, and all wondering how the hell has he done this and found this discipline suddenly. We now know the answer to it. He's been taking something that's helping him cut weight. Not only that, it makes you faster, more powerful, increases your endurance, your stamina. Yeah, gives you a complete edge over your opponent. Sorry, yeah. And not only that, Victor Conte said that this is a boxer's dream drug. Now we're still waiting on the WBO's decision as to whether they're going to strip Billy Joe Saunders of his title. And you know, I'll link the article in the description of this video as always, but it hasn't been confirmed yet whether he's been stripped of his title. But should he be stripped of his title, then Demetrius Andrade will obviously fight for that belt on the same day in a vacant title fight. But here's my take on Billy Joe Saunders and the fact that they've denied him a license. Well done. Because you know what? Too right. The guy's cheating. He can't prove that it came from a nasal spray. He can't prove that it was prescribed to him. You know, that he was using it for medical reasons. He can't prove any of that. Simple as that. You know, I said it all in my last video. I don't want to go over it again. The simple fact of the matter is, in my opinion, as far as I'm concerned, he's a cheat. And he's got what he deserved. And you know what? The WBO should strip him and let Andrade, you know, fight for the vacant belt. Because, look, end of the day, we all wanted to see this fight. I was excited to see this fight. It's not like I didn't want to see the fight. But I don't want to see a fight where I know one guy has been hell-bent on cheating. You can't keep letting these guys get away with these excuses. You need to start dealing with these individuals. And he's one of them. Obviously, nothing's going to happen from a UCAD point of view in terms of his British boxing license and any sort of suspension back here home in the UK, because at the same time, UCAD don't test for oxylofrene outside of competition. And the definition of outside of competition is anything within a 12-hour period running up to your fight is considered in competition. Anything out of that 12-hour period is considered outside competition. Outside of competition. And WADA have the same rule. I can't believe they have this rule for this particular substance. It's unbelievable. Considering how powerful it is and how much of an edge it gives you, it's unbelievable. And another reason they've actually denied him a license is because he signed a contract which said that he would adhere to VADA regulations and rulings when it came to performance enhancing drugs and their drug testing program. Okay, which means technically he signed a contract saying that he would follow VADA's rulings and regulations and policies, which he clearly hasn't done because he's taken oxylofrene, which VADA has banned in and out of competition. They do not allow it at all. You're not allowed to use it under VADA. So regardless of whether UKAD and WADA see it as it's fine to use outside of competition, the point is you signed a contract, committing to VADA testing. And they followed VADA's ruling and they've said, no, we're going to deny you a license because actually you've tested positive and that means you've cheated. Simple as that. And before anyone says it, VADA provided him with all the information he required in terms of what substances were permitted and what substances were not permitted for him to use. So he can't even use that excuse that, oh, I didn't know what, that VADA didn't allow this, etc, etc. He can't do any of that. Simple as that. But I'm glad of the decision. Yeah, we've missed out on a really good fight between two good fighters, no doubt about it. But the last thing we want to do is keep rewarding people, or should I say fighters, who decide to cheat and take performance enhancing drugs. That's my take on it. As always, guys, like, share and subscribe. Until next time, this is Cyphbox reminding you to keep it real.